But you know what, I was thinking about something I was going to say to you, Kanye, that I thought was important. How you were down to earth and everything, but you know, you got a lot of confidence. Come off a little arrogant, even though you're humble and everything. But it'd be important to remember that the giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing.
This is part 2 of the documentary, The Design of Ye. In this video, I will be focusing on Kanye's mother, Donda West, and how her upbringing of him created the icon and controversial figure we know today. I will give a brief history of her before discussing how she raises Ye into who he is today. Donda Williams, popularly known as Donda West, was born on the 12th of July 1949 in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Her horoscope is Cancer and she is a Christian. After some years of marriage, she got a divorce from her husband Ray West but kept his last name and moved to Chicago, where she was a single mom raising young Kanye on her own. In the early 1970s, she was an instructor at Brown College in Atlanta. While there, she obtained a PhD from Auburn University in 1980 and a bachelor's in English from Virginia Union University in 1971. She also was a Fulbright scholar who lived, worked, and studied in the Nanjing province of China, and from 1980 until 2004, she served as a professor and chairwoman of the English department at the Chicago State University. It was no doubt that Dr. Donda West was highly educated and brilliant, but many believe her real genius was not her achievements in academics or teaching English. It was raising her son Kanye West. In this clip, Donda is interviewing for her book, Raising Kanye: Life Lessons from the Mother of a Hip-Hop Superstar. Donda talks about why Kanye listens to her, how she connects with him, and the importance of her valuing what he has to say.
Well, I think for parents, for mothers and fathers to connect with their children, they have to be in touch with their children, in tune with their children. And if I were to think about one passage from the book or something that I could at least paraphrase, I would probably take it from Kanye's foreword, because he himself wrote the foreword and he talked about why he listened to me. And he said he listened to me because I valued what he had to say. So that's the thing that comes to mind first. I mean, the book is filled with information, but we have to connect with our children before we can really reach them. And so that's what comes to mind immediately. Let's, as adults, as parents, as mothers and fathers, think about ways that we can connect with our young people first, and then we can take it from there. But otherwise, what we say to them will fall on deaf ears.
Donda understood the importance of building a child's self-esteem and individuality at a young age, and each step of the way she provided the motherly love and support needed for Kanye to establish a super strong sense of self in his psyche. It was that foundation of self that enabled Kanye to become the iconic and controversial figure he is today. At the age of 5, Kanye was writing poetry, and by the time he was in the 3rd grade, he had already developed a unique passion for drawing and music. Seeing the affinity for the arts so early in the boy, Donda could have taken drastic steps to crush this development to force Kanye to change trajectory, similar to what a majority of parents do when they find out that their child wants to be a painter, artist, actor, and so on. These parents view pursuing the arts as a waste of time because many of the people who choose these paths typically don't succeed, and so they would rather their children choose more safer and predictable job options. Donda never dissuaded the young Kanye despite him not following the path she wanted him on. She still encouraged and supported him as much as she could. An indication of this is when Kanye, 13 at the time, persuaded her to pay for his studio time, which she did even after discovering that the studio was nothing more than a little basement where a microphone hung from the ceiling by a wire clothes hanger. Another indication of Donda's unwavering love and support is when Kanye, 20 at the time, drops out of college to pursue his musical career after realizing that his busy class schedule would be too detrimental to his musical work. As any loving mother would be, Donda was very displeased by this, and given that she was a lecturer and chairwoman at the same college, you can only imagine how this may have harmed her reputation in some ways. Despite this, she eventually accepted Kanye's decision and gave him her blessing, love, and support. She later said that it was drummed into her head that college is the ticket to a good life, but some career goals don't require college. She additionally said that, for Kanye to drop out of college and make an album called College Dropout, was much more about having the guts to embrace who he was, rather than following the path society has carved out for him. Around the same time of the release of Kanye's first album, College Dropout, Donda retired from her 31 years of teaching to become Kanye's manager. She continued after that to handle his business endeavors and other initiatives. She was also the chairwoman of the Kanye West Foundation and the chief executive officer of the Ye brand. As you might have realized, Donda did not only have a strong intellectual intelligence, but a strong emotional intelligence too. She allowed Kanye to be himself and followed his dreams even though she knew he was not doing what she wanted him to do. What was even more impressive was that she did not shun him or attempt to block his path to his dreams, but rather supported him every step of the way. Not many of us have parents like her. Parents like her are truly the rare geniuses that created a lot of the prominent icons we celebrate today. It is no doubt that Ye was powered by Donda, and without Donda's love and support, Kanye might have not become the person he is today.
Kanye is quite a confident young man, and sometimes in our various cultures, when we exhibit that confidence in one way or another, we're labeled arrogant. So I understand it. And some people, it's just a personality situation as well. There are people who, for instance, did not like Muhammad Ali when he said, "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee." And then I just talk about in the book, I say how my mother couldn't stand that, and my father and I loved it. Yeah, so, you know, that's, I kind of, sometimes I think of Kanye as the Muhammad Ali of rap. You know, he's not only outstanding, but he understands that he is, and he says that he is. But when you meet him in person, you'll find a very humble person, actually. But false modesty, he doesn't have time for that, and he wasn't raised like that. And I would say that 99% of what people are labeling arrogance is actually high self-esteem and confidence.
Kanye West, unlike many of us, has a mother who he knows will always be on his side and in his corner no matter what. And this is what makes him impervious, unshaken, and bulletproof to whatever the world says or thinks of him. This is what gives him the confidence and guts to act and speak in the way he does. He does not need or concern himself with the world validating and loving him, because Donda does. He does not care or concern himself about disappointing and upsetting the world because the world did not raise him. Donda did.
You know what I mean?
So do you think I come off too arrogant?
No, come off too smart because it's what's inside. Because you can't be a star and not be a star. You gotta have some oomph about you. You don't want to just go saying, "Oh, I'm just really not all that, but thank you anyway." Nothing like that. I'm not saying come off like that. I think the way you handle yourself is really just perfect. But at the same time, if you remember, like, to stay on the ground, and you can be in the air all at the same time. That's what I think it means when it says the giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing. Everybody else sees the giant.
The power and tremendous strength of a mother's love and support conquers all, and with it, a child can overcome any adversity or challenge thrown at them. This type of love and support keeps a child grounded and reassured. Equipped with this love and support, a child is more likely to achieve great things in their lives, as they don't need to focus on anything else but the path that lies ahead. As seen in the case of Kanye and many others, a mother's love conquers all.
How was Kanye coming up?
You know, Kanye was always self-absorbed in a way. You went to kindergarten from here. They picked you up from right across the street. And I came to kindergarten one day, and you looked out in the hall and saw me, and you were on the top of the sliding board, and you said, "I don't need you." Do you remember that? You did, Kanye. You were on every talent show, remember? Every talent show, and Kanye would win all the talent shows.
Yeah.
But that's why you were so disappointed when you didn't win that year. You got second place doing the Stevie Wonder.
I got no place doing the Stevie
You
Wonder.
did?
Yeah.
You practiced no New Year's Day.
Yeah, and the thing was, how you gonna do Stevie Wonder at a talent show? You know, Stevie Wonder only sits at the keyboard. So how you gonna lip sync Stevie Wonder? That means for 3 minutes, I'm up there like,
I thought it was good.
Celebrate.
You said, "I just called to say
Yo.
I love you." That was good, and you even had the braid
I had to look. It was about.
and some sunglasses.
You know, I was just about to. You know what happened is I was just about to stand up. You know how Stevie stand up. I love you all. I was about to stand up, and right when I was about to stand up, I was like, they closed the curtains on me. It got to the point where my show, I knew I was gonna get first place. I had to help other people with their stuff. That's where it's saying right now. Like I know my album is gonna be right now. I gotta help other people with their album.
That's good, Kanye. Did you think of a name for it yet?
I should call it I know I'm gonna be straight. I don't know where I'm going.
It's all good.
Mom, that term is so old.
Well, you said I'm good.
I'm good, yeah. I'm good.
Right.
Given the person Donda was to Kanye West, it was no surprise that Kanye was very close to his mom. Few mothers and sons have the kind of relationship that Kanye and Donda did. People often say that Kanye's softer side tends to come out when he talks to his mother.
I don't know. I just want to say, like, I appreciate. I would like to congratulate you on the good job that you did with me.
I might take a little bit of credit.
Yeah, it's good. You get mom a little bit of credit, but mostly, you see, I raised myself.
Oh, wow. Kanye.
In Kanye's song Hey Mama, he raps about his love for his mother and some of the things his mother did for him which made him love and adore her. Most of what he says in the song is typical of what a loving son would say and think of their mom, but this particular line stood out the most for me, and I consider it to be one of the most important lines of the song as it shows how Kanye was natured by Donda. In the first verse he says, and I quote, "You never put no man over me, and I love you for that, mommy, can't you see?" I consider this line to be one of the most important because it shows that even though Kanye was a boy, Donda did not see and interact with him as just a boy. She respected him as a boy that will one day grow up to be a man. It doesn't seem like she tried to force her will on him or attempted to emasculate or shame him into the notion that he is just a boy and a child, and she is the adult and mother. You know, the authority figure. Oftentimes, parents disengage, disregard, and ignore their children, believing that a child should be seen and not heard. A child is not a grown-up, so they should not be treated as one. This dehumanizes a child and may affect their confidence, self-esteem, and sociability later on in life, especially if that child is naturally creative and inquisitive. Growing up, every son wants to feel like they are the man in their mom's life, and their mom treats them like a man, not a boy. This would mean they are listened to, they are heard, and they have some input. When mothers treat their sons like this, the son is more likely to get a tremendous sense of confidence, individuality, and pride in their ability to do and get things done, and this usually leads to a great mother and son relationship because the son feels like he matters to his mom. On the flip side, when a son doesn't feel like he matters to his mom, this often leads to a poor mother and son relationship. You can tell Donda was the former, and she showed Kanye that he matters to her. Sad to say, Donda West, 58 at the time, died on November 10, 2007 after complications following breast reduction and liposuction surgeries the day before. According to the 2008 coroner's report, she developed heart trouble after the procedure, but the precise cause of death was still unknown. The coroner further stated that the final cause of death could not be determined, and that there could have been several post-operative variables involved in the death, but they were unable to pinpoint the precise contribution of each factor. They found no indication of surgical or anesthetic misconduct. The last thing that Donda gave to Kanye was a multicolored Takeshi Murakami bear. Donda West, 1949 to 2007. The spirit that never dies, the spirit that lasts forever.
Hey mama, I wanna scream so loud for you, cause I'm so proud of you, and let me tell you what I'm about to do. Mama, I know I act a fool, but I promise you I'm going back to school, and I appreciate what you allow for me, and I just want you to, I wanna tell the whole world about a friend of mine, this little light of mine, I'm finna let it shine, I'm finna take y'all back.